officially Halloween season. There's sets going up. They're building out the park. The park is slowly getting prepared for Halloween Horror Nights, which is awesome. There's HHN merch in the stores, which is so cool. There's Halloween stuff in your local stores. I just learned a term, Code Orange. Code Orange is evidently when there's Halloween related merch drops in your local stores. I grew up in the punk and hardcore scene in New Jersey, so my musical taste would say that Code Orange is something like this. Which is a little different, but there's a Code Orange going all over town. And yeah, it's Halloween season. Halloween season is in full force. So in this episode, we're going to talk all about this year's HHN Halloween Horror Nights 34. We're going to talk about the houses. We're going to talk about the scare zones. We're going to talk about the streets. We're going to talk about the shows. I'm very excited. HHN 34 this year. Let's go. Let's get into it. This year's event, we're going to get 10 houses, 5 originals, and 5 IPs. We're also getting 4 scare zones, 1 stage show, 1 Lagoon show, and select rides will be open during the event as well. In an update that has been years in the making, we do have the Lagoon show back. This year's Lagoon show will be called Haunt-O-Phonic, A Ghoulish Journey. The name is weird. I don't love it, but I do love that we're getting a Lagoon show back. It feels like it's been 4 or 5 years since we've had a Lagoon show. They're fun, they're cool. It's a nice atmosphere piece, even if you're walking past it, and it's a great crowd killer. So if you're there on a busy night and you're looking for something to do that isn't sit in line or get drunk with your friends, definitely check out the Lagoon show. This year also brings back the Nightmare Fuel cast. This year's performance will be called Nightmare Fuel, Circus of Decay. They're super talented. Unpopular opinion, not the biggest fan of the Nightmare Fuel show. I do not want to take away of how insanely talented those performers are, but when asked to describe that show to friends, I just call it Sexy Fire Show. I don't know. They're crazy talented. I don't want that to get lost in translation. But it feels a lot like a weird like Vegas show meets circus sideshow. It's not for me. If you're looking for something to do, escape the heat, you don't want to drink at the bars, you don't want to wait in line with your friends, check out the Nightmare Fuel show. Maybe it's for you. Go check it out. All right, we got 10 houses, 5 IPs, 5 original ideas. So with the 5 IPs, those are our intellectual properties. Those are the big names that they're paying basically to create their interpretation of that idea. And then with the 5 originals, the first original that we got announced this year was actually announced at Spooky Empire, El Artista, a Spanish haunting. Fun fact, I was there for the announcement, but I hit traffic and was having trouble finding parking before the event of the announcement that they were doing at Spooky Empire, and the panel hit full capacity. So I was there, but I was listening to it outside the closed doors of a full panel. So that fucking sucked. So the description for El Artista, a Spanish haunting. In 19th century Spain, a tortured artist moves to an isolated country manor to seek inspiration. Instead, as he wanders the ghostly hallways and haunted conservatory, malevolent spirits break into our realm through his paintings. He tries to resist, but the art comes to life and possesses him. Now you're about to be part of the permanent exhibition. Again, I'm still kind of like, and it's nothing to do with anyone. Like, I'm just more bummed that like I couldn't see it announced live, but they did do a pretty good job of like streaming it and updating it to social media pretty soon after. And they had one of the characters from the houses there, so it looks cool. But yeah, still kind of bummed of missing the actual live presentation. I mean, again, I was there. It was just like it was behind a closed door. So the second original house, we have Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters. This is another house that we're getting that was sort of tested out. We saw pieces of this house already. For those of you that experienced the event before, we had Slaughter Cinema 2 last year. And Slaughter Cinema is kind of a grindhouse, schlocky movie trailer being shown at the drive-thru movies in Cary, Ohio. So yeah, Slaughter Cinema. Then we had Slaughter Cinema 2. Slaughter Cinema gave us such great houses as Yeti and all the different iterations of the Yeti. Slaughter Cinema 2, we're getting Hatchet and Chains. They're demon bounty hunters. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be Wild Wild West themed with what looks like a werewolf. Chuck Norris werewolf. They're going to be fighting demons. It's supposed to be like be horror. It's supposed to be silly. I'm actually super excited for this house. This is definitely on one of the top of my lists for all of the indie houses this year, of all the homegrowns. We also have Dolls Let's Play Dead. Reading the description from the website, it says you're about to become doll-sized and witness the unnatural creations of a twisted little girl. You'll be hunted by fashion dolls she's melded and burned. Then you'll go under her bed and be stalked by toys she's stitched together. You'll end in her creepy Victorian dollhouse where undead horrors await you. This actually sounds fucking awesome. I'm sure legally they can't say that we're getting Sid from Toy Story's house and we're going to be shrunk down to the size of toys and then see all jacked up toys that this person's put together. But Dolls Let's Play Dead. That house is going to be interesting. I'm excited. Grave of Flesh, which also sounds like your friend's shitty hardcore band that they'd make you go see play VFWs in New Jersey. Grave of Flesh, let's read the description, is welcome to your funeral, where things are about to go from bad to worse. You'll enter your grave and then pass through the gates of the underworld, where flesh eaters who feed on the dead will be waiting for you. Get lost in their cavernous underground world, where an endless gauntlet of flesh-eating creatures will haunt you mercilessly for all eternity. Yeah, it sounds interesting. I have fairly low expectations. I don't the key art that they're using, it just looks weird. Anytime I feel like they do graves, anytime they did like kids in the graveyard games. Yeah. Graveyard games, that house was spoopy AF. So yeah, let's see. Grave of Flesh. Not really knowing what to expect, so I guess we can only go up from there. So excited for that one. Next up is GALKN. I am sure I'm butchering that, so please roast me in the comments if I'm saying that wrong. GALKN Monsters of the North. The description reads, in a remote northern village, a wicked being rises from the dead, bringing a horde of monsters and demons from the fjords to wreak havoc on the townspeople. You'll face icy, horned, winged, and wolfish fiends that gradually merge into one giant horror. Then you'll try to escape the belly of the beast. It's going to be the Cold House, right? We can agree it's going to be the Cold House. If you've never been to Horror Nights before, and this is your first Horror Nights, every year they usually have a house in one of the sound stages, and they crank the air super low. One of the years that they did the Yeti, that was the Cold House, and it was awesome. But anytime there's a Cold House, that also means there's good AC. The description was hard to read. I have no idea what to expect of this house. I'm going to guess more of a like Iceland, Greenland feel. The fact that they're saying fjords in the description, maybe like Norway. I don't know. It looks cool. The key art, it definitely looks like we might be reusing some of previous masks from last year. Just looking at this key art and kind of the artist rendering, it looks like we're going to see the same monster that we saw last year in Ghostbusters Reimagined. It'll be cold. But it's still hot when Horror Nights happens, so it'll be nice to be cold. All right. Let's get into the IPs. Some of these houses are insanely hyped for. I'm excited for literally all of them. First up, we got Fallout. Awesome video game. Super cool show. We're getting Fallout. We get to walk through and experience the vaults of Fallout. So I'm super excited for this. Let's read the description. Face your fears in a post-apocalyptic LA devastated by nuclear war. Based on the hit show Fallout, you'll travel into the vaults and be attacked by raiders alongside Lucy. You'll escape to the wasteland of Philly and confront the formidable bounty hunter, the Ghoul. You'll even encounter Maximus with the Brotherhood of Steel and see T-60 power armor. Yeah, this I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. I don't drink anymore, so that's cool. But I'm definitely gonna find ways to like slam a Nuka-Cola and have bottle caps with me, or maybe we'll see some variation. I'm sure there'll be a variation of Nuka-Cola in the park. So yeah, Fallout. Super excited. All right. Next one is like one of my favorite classic slashers. Like I literally have one of the masks. I have a Jason mask sitting here. I'm wearing Jason socks right now. I love Friday the 13th. That being said, I have no idea what to expect for this new Jason universe, Jason 13 verse, whatever we're calling it. I love Jason. I love him. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Useless facts again. I've kind of hinted at it in one of the last videos. Last time they had a Jason Voorhees house, it was Freddy versus Jason, and I actually got to go in as an understudy. I performed in that house a few times, so I was a few different Jasons in that house. That was one of the few times that I like geeked out when I got the costume for that night. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with it. The description reads, come face to face with the iconic horror villain Jason Voorhees. Step into the terrifying world of this silent killer. Flee through the woods and into his sinister shack. Enter the summer camp where his gruesome legend began. Jason is back and nothing can save you now. Yeah, I mean, my first year going to this event as a guest was 2007. That to some, I know I'm kind of one of the old horror heads at this point. One of the greatest years I think they ever did was in 2007 with the Carnival of Carnage. And that had, you know, Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface. So having Jason finally back 20 odd years later almost with his own solo house, pretty exciting. So we'll see what happens. But again, super pumped on it. I have no idea what that property is supposed to look like because I haven't seen anything from it yet. All right, next house we're going to talk about probably one of the most divisive houses HHN has announced in a very long time. They are partnering up with WWE, formerly WWF, and they are going to have WWE Presents The Horrors of the Wyatt Sicks. I'm a fan. Wrestling's real to me, right? Like, it's cool. Professional wrestling is professional wrestling. I get it. It's not for everyone. We're aware that they're not really fighting. They're silly stories, but it's fun to watch. The short story of what happened in real life is there's a character that you'll see in the house named Bray Wyatt. The actual person that was playing that character in WWE sadly passed away at a young age, but he basically created this like weird pseudo realm that also was being pushed by this like scary bayou guy. I'm not doing it justice, but when this first came out, for you that don't know, Mike Aiello, who's originally was the head of creative of Halloween Horror Nights, now oversees I think all of HHN creative, but way back in the day he wrote to the actual performer, the guy that was playing Bray Wyatt, and told him that he loved the idea and he thought it would make a cool house. And then sadly COVID happened, and even more sadly, the guy actually passed away. So he died at a young age. We're not going to focus on that. The short story of how it came to be now is the gentleman that played Bray Wyatt, he had a brother who also was a professional wrestler that now goes by the moniker Uncle Howdy. We'll point it out, but he's kind of carrying on the legacy of the Wyatt Sicks. So I mean, like, it's gonna be okay, right? Like it's like pizza, right? Like shitty pizza is still good. If it's not a great house, it's still gonna be good, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going with super low expectations. I am a fan of the product, but I think it's gonna have like a Triplets of Terror feel to it. So I don't know if you either loved Triplets of Terror last year or didn't even go last year, but I think it's going to have kind of an interesting vibe. But let's read the description. You're about to go head to head with the fiendish Wyatt Sicks at Halloween Horror Nights. Enter an eerie arena where you'll go through an ominous lantern-lit doorway into the maniacal minds of Uncle Howdy, Rambling Rabbit, Mercy the Buzzard, Abby the Witch, and Huskus the Pig. Beware, you're about to meet your match. It's pretty good wrestling puns in there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people are shitting on it. A lot of people aren't excited about it, right? But it's the same with, like, some people didn't love that they did an entire year of all the scare zones being The Walking Dead, right? Like, that's okay. Like, we're gonna go to things, right? Like, I'm going to Warped Tour in November, and, like, I don't love every band playing Warped Tour, but that's okay. I'm just not gonna go see them. I think it's interesting. I'll give a better idea of what it actually is after I experience it, but I've got high hopes. I mean, it's a culmination of members of the WWE creative team, culmination of higher ups in Universal Creative, HHN Creative. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be good, but we'll see. All right. For you that don't care about the WWE house, I have a fun fact. I couldn't give two craps less about Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm super big into VR. I've played Five Nights at Freddy's in VR. I've played it on mobile. I've played it, it's a cool idea. The Blumhouse film was a movie. It was okay. I mean, I'm at the age now where, the movie was cool. It was like one of the first horror movies my kid was kind of hyped on, so that was cool. But I'm not super excited about it. The property itself just doesn't do anything for me. That being said, they did announce that the Jim Henson Creature Shop is actually who's going to be working on. I don't know if it's going to be animatronics. I don't know if it's going to be puppets. I don't know if it's going to be large puppets, animatronics. They're just going to be actual robots that are possessed by kids, right, or whatever. I don't even know what the story's supposed to be. We'll see what they do with it. I'm excited to see what I think Henson Creature Shop is tremendous. I'm a massive fan of Jim Henson and all that he has created and everything that his company continues to go on to create. But I don't know, not super excited on the actual property, but excited to see what it looks like. But let's read the description. You wouldn't last one night at Freddy's, let alone 5. You're about to start the night watch at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where nothing is what it seems. You'll be haunted by the deadly animatronics Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy as you flee through creepy abandoned hallways. You'll even encounter the ghost in the machines. We'll see. I'm not excited about it. Not a big fan of the property, but again, Henson Creature Shop's working on it, so that's going to be pretty cool. That brings us to our last IP and another one of my top houses. I'm very excited. Very, 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 very excited about this house. We are getting the Terrifier. We are getting Art the Clown. We are getting what is going to be described as the goriest house in HHN. If you're one of the older HHN fans, people always say, like, oh, it used to be scarier, or it used to be gorier. That's what everybody that negatively talks about HHN sounds like to me. This is supposed to be a gross house. It's supposed to be very, very gory, very gross. If you've ever gone through an HHN house before, sometimes you'll get splattered with blood, which, spoiler alert, it's usually like a water gag. But everything I've been reading, they did press for it across the pond in the UK. And out of that press junket, we learned that this house will have kind of like a choose your own adventure, where there will be a dry ending and a wet ending. So read between the lines, but I'm thinking this is going to be like a Guar concert, and I'm pretty excited about that. So let's read the description. Nothing can prepare you for the grisly haunted house based on all 3 of Damien Leone's Terrifier films. Try your luck against the sadistic Art the Clown in his twisted funhouse. Witness Art's gleefully grotesque handiwork of torture. You'll be left literally dripping with terror and drenched with fear. It's a whole new level of gore. Right there in the description, we're going to leave dripping wet, and we're going to be witnessing a new level of gore. So again, they listen for all the people that are complaining that HHN's gone soft, so on and so forth. It's not, what it used to be. The Terrifier trilogy is just a slasher film on crack. There are kills that are just gross. They're insane. If you're into that sort of thing, it's crazy. So the fact that That the same park that by day I can take my kid to experience like Shrek and like the roller coaster and Harry Potter, and then at night, the kids can go home and you can walk through and get splattered in blood thanks to Art the Clown and the Terrifier house. That's what HHN's all about. So I'm excited. I'm legitimately hyped for that house. I feel like that's going to be a busy house this year. I feel like a lot of people are going to be going for that one and Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'm very excited to see what they do in the Terrifier house. We have 4 scare zones this year. We have the Origins of Horror, Masquerade, Dance with Death, the Catlady of Crooked Lane, and the Mutations Toxic 20s. Definitely excited for the Catlady of Crooked Lane. That one already, just during the day, and the set pieces that they've put out already looks awesome. The description reads, travel down a spooky, windy path to a mysterious home where trick-or-treaters are transformed into feral felines. Be careful or you'll be next. So yeah, who hasn't wanted to go trick-or-treating and then be turned into a cat, right? Walking into the park, I would assume the first one we're going to hit is the Origins of Horror. This scare zone is described as entering a decaying conservatory of twisted vines where artists carve tributes to Halloween Horror Nights 34. You'll encounter monstrous crows, gargoyles, and more. Masquerade, Dance with Death. I'm assuming this is what's going in Hollywood, just based on the set pieces that are currently out there. Being described as you're invited to a masquerade ball where bloodthirsty vampires lurk behind ornate disguises. Where their masks fall, you'll become their prey. That's cool. We've had vampires there before. Vamp 50? 59? Right? That was the last one. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, I'm excited. Masquerade vampires. Super stoked on that. All right, Mutations Toxic 20s. In a bustling 1920s neighborhood, a BuzzCon truck with radioactive cargo crashes into a mobster getaway car, setting the city into toxic pandemonium. It mutates everyone in its path, including you. I don't see how it's tying into the to the whole overarching theme, but I like it. I like it for 3 reasons. Number one, just based off of what places we have left. I am going to guess this is going somewhere in the New York area. I'm reading BuzzCon truck, which for you guys that were at HHN 31, there was Bugs Eaten Alive, which was another original house. That was all based on this idea of this BuzzCon company making like a air filtration system that sprays bug spray to kill the bugs, but it actually ended up mutating the bugs into these like enormous bugs. It was a really cool concept. So it seems to be kind of a flashback to that, so kind of a nod to HHN 31, and then 1920s mobsters getting mutated. It's gonna be great. I think if the sets look good, if there's a lot of performers, I want like really corny New York Italian, like I want the performers there to like, if they're going ham, I feel like this scare zone has potential to be pretty awesome. But yeah, that's the year's lineup. HHN 34 2025. It's my favorite time of the year. So let me know in the comments if you want to see more. I think we're going to do maybe 1 or 2 more quick updates on stuff that's going up around in the park. And then before the event kicks off, which is at this point, we're like 3.5 weeks away, less than a month away. It's crazy. Probably try to do maybe some best tips, best practices, some pro tips. I performed there for 13 years and have been going as a guest since 2007. So almost 20 years of experience at HHN, both on front and back end. I got some knowledge for you. So more HHN stuff coming your way. Comment below. Let me know. Viewers choice. If you guys want more updates, let me know. If you want more updates, let me know. If you want some pro tips, some best practices, if you want some pro tips and best practices, let me know. Either way, this has been another episode of How Did I Get Here? Do all the YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe. comment below. Probably gonna be one of my longer videos. So if you made it this far, you are awesome. You're probably just as into Halloween Horror Nights as I am. We'll probably talk about it in a later video. I just got the Frequent Fear. I did Rush of Fear with Express last year, but I just got priced out this year. So I did regular Rush of Fear. I will be waiting with the normies this year. So if you see me at the event, I will be giving out free high fives all season long. I'm also going to be printing out stickers and bringing those to the event. So if you guys want a How Did I Get Here sticker, hit me up on social, YouTube, whatever. We'll get connected. Free high fives, free stickers. Yeah, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the fog. Peace.